Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're talking about Chainsaw Man. That's right. We got Adam to watch an
I don't know
anime
why you
movie.
say stuff like that when
Just to tease
like
you.
I was watching anime when you were in grade school. What are you
That's
talking
right.
about?
That's right. When I was
Footie
just
cootie. Footie
when I
cootie, come
when I
on.
was afraid of girls, you were watching anime. That is true. That is a
I
good point.
was. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm curious. Is this the first anime movie that you've seen, though?
Anime movie?
Yes.
I mean, I saw heavy metal when I was.
That's American.
Oh, it is? That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
It's animated. What are you talking about?
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
I guess we should start with we should explain what the plot of Chainsaw Man is because I'm sure there's some people that have never seen Chainsaw Man
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I've
Okay.
seen it. There's season one. I saw season one. I don't know if there's a season two or not.
Well,
So,
the movie is season two.
okay.
So yeah. So the way we're
Short
yeah
season.
yes. Well, they do this sometimes in anime where they will just instead of actually having the show be a season, they'll just have a movie that is the actual season. So the plot of Chainsaw Man is that there's a kid named Denji who grows. I honestly forget the very beginning, but he's like alone and he's homeless and he finds this little dog that has a chainsaw like coming out of its face. It's a cute little dog with a chainsaw. His name's Pochita, and
It's a devil though. It's not
it's a
a
devil.
dog. In
Yes,
this universe
yes,
there are devils and there are devil hunters and the devils are bad, but even though this dog looks adorable. I mean, I would adopt this dog immediately.
yes. It's a very cute looking dog with a chainsaw for a head. It's got a little chainsaw handle on it, and yes. So the way it works in this universe is that these things called devils, which are these monsters, where if enough people are afraid of a concept, it will spawn something called a devil, and it'll be a devil of that concept.
Right.
So if people are afraid of a
Chainsaws.
chainsaw, like because they've seen, chainsaw movies or they're afraid of getting killed by a chainsaw, it will create a devil that represents the fear of people's chainsaws. And this includes everything. There'll be, the gun devil, there'll be a bomb devil, there'll be a devil of snakes, a devil of foxes, a devil of earthworms, a devil of darkness. There'll be a devil of everything that people are potentially afraid of.
Right.
And these devils generally will run amok in society, and there has to be these people called devil hunters, who some of them are freelance and some of them work for the government, and they go around and they kill or capture and control said devils. And once they're captured, a human can make a deal with a devil where the devil will grant them some aspect of their power in exchange for something, usually like years off their life or a body part or something kind of messed up like that. And the devil hunters will often make some deal with the devil to gain a power so that they can then use that power to slay or capture other devils to protect the population.
Right. Yes. There are
So,
also fiends in this universe, which how would you describe the fiend?
well, okay. So there's two more classifications. There's fiends and then there's
There's
hybrids.
zombies as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so fiends are essentially a devil that finds a human's body and goes and like possesses it,
right, there you
and the
go.
human is dead. So there's no humanity left. It's just a devil in a human body. And
Right.
there's one of the main characters who's is Power, who's the
Power,
devil
yeah.
of power. Is even though her body's a woman, it's not the devil's not really a female. I don't know if the devils have sexes or not, but um, it's
That's
this
confusing too, because sometimes the devils are male, but the body is female, or vice
right,
versa. And you're like,
right, right.
okay, this is a cute
So
girl, but really it's a guy.
right, exactly. Which is the case with Power, probably. And so yeah, Power is this really goofy character who is like super egotistical, super narcissistic, is not very human in her actions whatsoever, and is kind of a huge jerk. And it makes it funny because she's inside, or they are inside this female body. It
Yeah,
looks kind of like a dainty
schoolgirl.
schoolgirl,
Yeah,
right? Right. And they're one of the main characters. They were captured by the devil organization, and she's basically forced to help slay devils or they're going to kill her. And then there's Denji, the main character. And when he's very young, he finds the chainsaw devil, which is kind of weird because it seems very nice and friendly, which is different than most other devils we've met. At least so far in the story, I've read a little bit ahead of the movie. At least so far in the story, I don't know why. I'm assuming it'll be explained at some point why Pochita is the way Pochita is, the little chainsaw devil dog.
Yeah, I brought up a picture of him so you guys can see him. He's cute as hell.
Yes. Though I guess in the first episode, he was wounded and we don't
Oh
know
yeah,
why. Something was attacking him, and Denji gives him some of his blood. The devils will drink your blood. That's how they sustain themselves, and they can heal when they drink blood. Denji gives Pochita some of his blood, and then I guess that's what makes Pochita like Denji
yeah.
and follow
He
him around.
basically adopts him. He
Yeah,
saves his
basically adopts
life
him.
by giving him some of his blood, and then he becomes his friend.
Right, right.
Yes,
And so Denji is growing up, and he's is using Pochita, this little chainsaw dog, as a way to kill other devils. Essentially, people are paying him. The mafia is paying him to kill devils that they need to be killed because
right,
the chainsaw, for another reason, which well, I believe is important to the plot, but we don't really know yet. The chainsaw devil is particularly effective at killing demons or devils for some reason,
right.
and
This
so
cute little pug with a
this cute
chainsaw in his
little
head.
right, right. So, and this all happened in the first couple episodes. He takes on some job to kill some more devils, and he gets overwhelmed, and he can't complete it, and he gets cut into a bunch of Denji gets cut into a bunch of pieces, and he's gonna die. And Pochita uh like merges with his body, which saves Denji's life, but turns him into something called a hybrid, which is when a devil and a human merge together.
Right.
And this grants Denji this weird ability where he has the chainsaw cord kind of in his chest. And if he pulls it like a chainsaw, he will spout a chainsaw out of his head and out of his hands and out of his feet. And he becomes the Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Pochita is his heart, is Denji's heart. They keep
Yes.
referring to that. So Denji has a existential crisis wondering if he still has a human heart or not. So,
Right.
and that figures into the movie.
Right.
So this is fantasy, right? This isn't sci-fi.
This is pure fantasy.
Right.
There's no science fiction here whatsoever.
They've created this world, okay?
Right, right. Now, when I first saw a character of Chainsaw Man, if you have a picture of me bringing it up, I was like, Adam would love this character
Oh,
design.
I
It
do.
it,
I
it
do.
is very something about it. Just I was like, this is very Adam character design right here. This guy in the pants and shirt with a tie, and the chainsaws coming out of his head and his arms.
So we haven't really spoiled much of the season because all this takes place in the first episode.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I guess, do you want to do feedback without spoilers first on the movie or the season, or what do you want to do?
Well, just I guess we'll just say the broad strokes before we get in the movie, which is so once Denji becomes the Chainsaw Man, he gets picked up by the government, which is called public safety. The
Yeah, which
government
is
devil
cool as
hunters.
fuck that they call it public safety.
Public, yes. And the person who leads the public safety where Denji lives is a woman named Makima, who seems very suspicious and
Yeah,
weird.
Miss Makima.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miss Makima, who like everyone she's very powerful. We've seen hints of her power, at least so far. In the anime and the movie, it's unclear why she is powerful or what exactly is she. Is unclear too. I mean, I know because I know spoilers, but it's
Yeah,
not really.
that's don't spoil it
I'm
for
not
me
gonna say. Yeah, I'm
because
not gonna say because it's not none of
immediately my
this.
wife was like, I'm gonna go to the internet. No,
Yeah,
no.
no, no. Yeah, you'll. There's all sorts of spoilers, but yeah, it's not revealed yet in the show or the movie what she
You
is.
just know something is up with her.
Right, right, and it's very clear pretty early in the anime that she's using the fact that she's this attractive woman to string Denji along to get him to do what she wants,
Right.
essentially. And in the first, because Denji is, he's like 16 years old, he's been homeless, he's never really had friends outside of Pochita or relationships. He's never had a girl be interested in him. So it's very easy for Makima to just kind of string him along with touching his shoulder and making promises, vague promises of rewards down the road.
Rewards. That's what the kids are
Yes,
calling it these
that's what the
days.
kids are calling it. Yes, and so well, the whole like concept of Denji being strung along by women is this continual theme, and this is sort of where then the movie kind of picks up, and we have this other character, Rez, who is this other girl who enters into Denji's life, and she seems like she's really into Denji.
Yeah. Do you want to just give the broad strokes without going too much into the plot? Like,
Sure.
did you like it? I think you said you didn't like it.
I I thought it was okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's a meh.
It's it's more it's
What
better
was
than a
our
meh.
scale? Should you see this on streaming or see it in the movie theater or avoid it,
If
or it's so
you
bad you
like
should see it? Where's it at?
well, here's what I would say. If you like Chainsaw Man the anime, you should see this. You will like it, probably.
Hmm.
If you've never seen Chainsaw Man, you should probably give it a shot, watch it on streaming, and see if you like it or not. It's a good anime. I would
Right.
definitely recommend people give it a chance.
So you don't
And
recommend running out to the movie theater to see it?
well, you can't watch the movie without have watched. I mean, it'd be very confusing if you haven't seen the anime. You would have no clue what's going on, right?
I think there's enough in the movie that you can watch it and enjoy it without seeing the
Real
anime.
okay, okay, interesting, interesting.
Yeah. I think the movie is pretty self-contained. I would recommend it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I mean, my wife didn't see the anime, and she thoroughly enjoyed it. So
Oh, okay,
there was enough for her to know what was going on.
right,
I thought
right.
they did a really good job. I'm always saying that. That's a difficult thing, especially like in the Marvel situation where they have all these different concurrent TV shows, so you don't necessarily know what's going on. I
Hmm.
do think you need to make the movie self-contained enough that you don't have to see every episode of the television show to be able to enjoy it. And I thought they did a good job with that in this movie.
Hmm.
I thought you could follow it. I thought the music was great. I thought the action was great, and I liked the characters. And I did like tangible goal. They had really good setup and payoff. So I'll be interested once we talk more about the plot, because I think some of the things people might not have liked were really necessary for us to enjoy the ending. There's an ending that kind of is a twist. It's one of the things that we're always talking about. The Game of Thrones situation, right? Where the fight is so much better if it's the brothers with this long-standing grudge, right?
Hmm.
And the movie basically sets up an ending like that, where the fight is much more interesting because of the backstory.
Yeah, sure. That's definitely true.
It's just like, yeah, whatever.
No, no, no. I mean, you're right. You're right. And I mean, this succeeds. I will say this because I said it was okay. I think it's definitely better than Superman. I think it's definitely better than the Fantastic Four. Both movies I said were kind of like meh. So this is
Yeah, what do
definitely
you look? This is a
yeah.
hundred times better than
Right.
Fantastic Four.
Right.
It is better than Superman. So
Yeah, yeah. So I would say this is in like for me, I'd say this is like in the solid B range because I put both Fantastic Four and Superman in like the C range, like the lower C's kind of. So this is I say a solid B. Um that yeah, I like the music. Music was great. I like that, the very strong characterization, very strong motivation for the characters. But it's been Daniel's kind of motivation from the beginning is, he wants to be in a relationship, he wants to get laid, he wants to find love.
see, this is why Sitch is like, yeah,
So
meh,
no, I don't like love. I hate no, I'm just
meh.
kidding.
Like most people want to be in a relationship, so
That's not the no.
it's totally relatable.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's all fine. That's all fine. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. Um, the action was I'm a little mixed in the action. I really like the action. It's very well animated, except there were parts where it was too artistic. I am more a fan of like, I mean, you didn't see it, but like in Demon Slayer, which is probably the best animated anime in that movie, it was just gorgeous. Like the action is very like I want to say literal, even though there's like always fire and shit that's not real, but it's very literal in terms of like you see people like moving and slashing, and it's like very clear what you're looking at. In Chainsaw Man, there's a lot of like artistic fluidity to the animation and the way that people move and visually it's shown to us that to me, at least when I was watching it on the big screen, sometimes it'd be unclear what exactly I was looking at during some of the fight scenes.
Right. You're talking about the changing of the form, like the speed lines instead of the
Yes.
actual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Okay. Well, I
there's
like that stuff. I like that
no,
part
I
of the
it's weird
animation.
because I
Yeah.
kind of like it, but it's still I like it within reason.
It
There's a
incorporates
huge
part of the
fight.
manga, because speed lines are just huge in manga. They never do it in American comics, and it bugs the fuck out of
It
me. So
does. Yeah, it's terrible. But in a comic, in a manga, it's you can just stare at a picture, right? It's just one
yes.
picture to stare at. So if there's something confusing, kind of look at it for a while. Where the action is happening very quickly. There's a huge fight where Denji's fighting in this
Yeah, half the
apartment
movie is
building
like a
or this
fight.
office building, and it's like I don't know. It just maybe I'm just an old man, Adam. Maybe my old man eyes can't focus. I didn't have this problem watching Demon Slayer, but there were times where I'm watching this and I couldn't really understand what I was visually looking at sometimes.
I saw it on IMAX and it was great. I was
Okay.
in the fight. It was so cool. Yeah.
Sure, sure. No, it was a very epic fight. It's a very epic fight.
Ha-
I
b-
did,
Basically, half the movie is a fight, which is great.
which is nice. The second half of
Yeah.
the first half
It's
of the
all
movie,
action. Yeah.
the first half of the movie is all like plot and dialogue and setup, and then the second half of the movie is all just one gigantic fight scene,
Yeah. Which
which
is,
I don't have a problem with. It's actually paced, I would say, fairly well in that regard. There's too many times where there's kind of the peaks and valleys in movies where things get going and then they slow down again. This doesn't do that. Or there's the reverse problem, which I think a lot of modern action movies or hero movies have, where they get very quickly into action and you don't really care about the action because you don't care about the characters
yeah, that's the
or
problem. That's a
you
huge
don't
problem.
right. You don't care about the characters or the villains, or there's nothing really to establish it. Like this kind of, I think this kind of happens in Superman and in Fantastic Four for a good comparison. It felt like early in those movies when there'd be a lot of fights, the fights existed just to like showcase a character's powers. It wasn't really intricate to the plot. Like you're not watching like on the edge of your seat, like, okay, like each element of the fight is important to the story. Where in Chainsaw Man, and this is where it is like so much more better written than anything that's been going on right now in superhero movies or in American movies. Is each element of the fight, each scene relates to the fight is important to the story and does have some sort of impact on the plot and the story going forward.
Yeah. There's nothing really wasted here. It's just every single scene is a setup or a payoff, which, why can't they do this in Hollywood movies, Sitch? What the hell?
It's hard.
We
It's
saw this in Tron, and there's so much
yeah,
fat in that movie.
yes,
All the stuff that all the activist stuff is just completely unnecessary. All the we're going to save the planet stuff,
mm-hmm,
totally unnecessary.
mm-hmm.
Completely unnecessary, never comes up again. This movie, everything that they throw out there is a setup for some payoff later on in the movie.
Yeah.
So, I guess one more thing we can talk about before we move into spoilers is there is we talked a little bit before the stream about how the body count, the kill count in movies bothers you, which I'm interested in you elaborating on, because this is one of the things that bugs me. Like in Superman, it drove me crazy that they were like so concerned about there being no collateral damage, no casualties.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think, this, is this really necessary? It kind of ruins the movie for me. And obviously, in this movie, they're not at all concerned with collateral damage. It's like in the very end of the movie, they're piling up the bodies,
Right,
which I
right.
think is perfect. It's like, yeah, get a good stack going. That's what I want to see. When
Right.
Batman like roars down the freeway and there's people dying right and left so he can catch the penguin, I'm like, yeah. Stitch is like, oh my God, there's a family in that car.
As Batman like flips a semi truck in order to stop the penguin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, it's just come on, come on.
Right.
You got to have
It's
some sense of willing suspension of disbelief.
yeah,
Okay, it's a different time.
it's fun. Well, it's funny because yeah, there's those scenes that are it's both in Superman where it's like there's the giant crack that's going to like rip the entire city
Yeah,
in
and they
half.
evacuate the
And they're
whole
like, we
city.
evacuated the entire city of millions of people in like 20 minutes. And you're like, what? How is this even possible? What is
Ridiculous.
happening? Yes. And then it was the same thing in Fantastic Four, where I mean, they had more time, but they're like, they evacuate the entire city before
Yeah, to the
Galactus,
underground. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
starts showing up and stomping all over it. At least
This,
in Fantastic Four, they at least it seems somewhat more plausible than Superman was completely absurd.
yeah, this strains willing suspension of disbelief more, and it's just to cater to people's sensibilities about people not wanting to die, like collateral damage. Are people that triggered about collateral damage in a movie? In a
Well,
movie?
it depends what you're. Yeah, it's weird
It's a
because it kind of
movie.
it
It's a
yeah, but
fucking movie.
it depends what you're going for. Because I understand, like in a Superman movie, if you have like a million people die, that in a Superman movie. That's not people aren't going to like that because remember that was the big complaint with all the Zack Snyder movie was Superman is supposed to protect people and yet he wasn't really protecting people. People were dying left and right from
Right.
collateral damage and this like kind of because there is a disaster porn element of everyone they want to see all the buildings fall down and collapse and you do get into this weird um I do at least get in this weird headspace from like okay like why isn't Superman's not trying to save any of these people? All these people just fucking dying like left and right. Like I understand with Superman, the concept of it, they did the execution of it was very poor. I would argue that in a Superman movie, you should just not have that even occur to that scale in the first place, so you don't have to, you know, have this kind of ridiculous scene of the entire city getting destroyed, but everyone evacuated and parachuted to safety. Like, just don't even have that be part of the script.
Hmm.
This doesn't feel right in a Superman movie. In Chainsaw Man, it's very different because people die a lot in Chainsaw Man
Oh
universe,
yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
very consistently. Both random people and main characters are very. People are talking about how like Game of Thrones was like, oh yeah, you have to be careful. Like, no. Chainsaw Man's a show where you just don't really have a main character that don't have a character that you like. I guess everyone dies so frequently in the Chainsaw Man world. But yeah, he's having this giant fight at the end of the movie, and it's like you know, a city mile is or miles of a city is just being completely destroyed and everyone's just you assume everyone's just dying left and right.
That raises the stakes, I think.
It's it's confusing to me. I don't really know and this was actually part of what I didn't really know how to react to because when I'm watching this movie is when you have these scenes where like everyone's dying in a city and the city's getting destroyed. My thought process is like, okay, is this just supposed to be like don't really think about it. It's just like disaster porn. It's just action. It's just to show that there's like some sort of epic fight or whatever. Don't worry about, don't think of these people as like as if they're real people, which I'm fine with. There's a lot of movies like that. It's just okay. Or are you supposed to focus on this and be like, oh, like look at the horror that is being unleashed upon the city and the amount of people that are dying, and you are rooting for the hero essentially to stop the destruction, right? And I feel like those are the two modes that generally exist with a lot of collateral damage in movies. And part of my complaint, or at least my own personal taste, obviously didn't bother you, was it's completely unclear to me what I'm supposed to feel in Chainsaw Man in these scenes of wide scale destruction because the main character doesn't seem like he really cares about. He kind of makes an offhanded comment at one point in the movie where he's like, "Oh, it bums me out." He says it exactly this. He's like, "It bums me out that so many people are dying," but he says so flippantly that you're like, "Okay." It doesn't seem like he really cares, and he doesn't really make any effort to stop the collateral damage, which wouldn't really be in his character to maybe
It
even do
wouldn't at
that.
all. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't have a problem with that from a character perspective. Um, but then they do make sure that they show you like all these people dying and they show the aftermath of the body bags and the people that are who are more mature than Denji who are not 16 who are very solemn kind of like looking and brooding over all these dead bodies and I guess it just to me it's kind of like well what am I supposed to feel at this point? Am I supposed to feel that Denji is just like wrong? Is he bad? Is he stupid for not really caring about this? Is he I mean, we're supposed to feel like he's immature because he is, but I can't help it. It makes me like his character significantly less. And I feel like, from at least from my perspective, if they just had all these people dying left and right and the movie didn't really focus on it afterwards, I would have been more, it'd been easier for me to kind of dismiss it in my mind. But maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point is that we're supposed to think about it, but then I don't know really exactly what the message of the movie is at that point.
It's interesting that so many people focus on it. I mean, Star Wars, they genocided an entire planet in the first act. And
Yes.
you're
Yes.
like, I just it's so weird because I don't think moviegoers were thinking, oh man, all those people are dead and it completely ruined the entire rest of the movie. It just effectively illustrated the stakes. But now, I don't know if Star Wars came out now, I think people would be like, oh my God, they genocided a whole planet.
Well, I mean, that's a good comparison or a good example because in Star Wars, you have the Empire, they destroy the whole planet. But the point of it is okay, we're establishing the Empire is evil, we're establishing the stakes of the movie, the power they have. Um, and like the heroes very clearly want to stop that. So that's like, so it's all used essentially to very clearly delineate like bad guy, good guy, right? In everyone's mind. even
Uh,
though the movie itself does kind of play with it bizarrely in that Princess Leia literally watches her entire planet get blown up and she doesn't really seem affected by it emotionally at all, which is interesting because then it kind of makes the audience not really think about it. And we don't really, the movie just shows the planet being blown up. It doesn't really show like people mourning the loss, it doesn't show like bodies in space or
can you imagine if she
anything.
was a massive depressive through the entire rest of the movie? She couldn't stop
Well,
talking about her family and her
right.
parents and
Well, it's funny because if Star Wars came out now, that's what like all the people would be like, Princess Leia watch her whole planet blows up and she just doesn't give a fuck about it for the rest of the movie. That's so unrealistic, right?
yeah, of
And
course.
yet that creates sort of a tone that allows the audience to just kind of go with it. It creates more, I think, of like a fantastical storybook element, like, oh, the bad guy's bad. He killed an entire town. He blew up a planet. Where with Chainsaw Man, as I said, they do, it's not like Star Wars where they just blow up a town. It's like, no, they all these people are dying, and it like really heavily fixates on you visually seeing these people dying horribly and laying in bloodied, carcasses and streets and then in body bags and all this other stuff. So they are
You
like heavily fixating on the destruction that is being wrought by this fight.
you place the blame with the hero. So in the situation where there's collateral damage, you're blaming Batman or Superman or whoever is engaging in the fight because the collateral damage is somehow their fault.
I don't place the blame with the hero unless, like with Superman, with the Snyder Superman, people were placing on Superman because they're like, okay, usually in these movies with a superhero, you want this hero's trying to minimize the collateral damage. That's the point of them being a
Well,
hero,
that's the
right?
most recent Superman, obviously. Let's
Sure.
use the Batman example because Batman is like blazing down the
Well,
freeway.
Batman
Just
in the example, and when we
yeah,
talked about the newest
the
Batman movie,
Batman. Yeah,
right, where he's like doing, I forget exactly what he does, but he does something that causes like a
yeah,
truck
like
to
a 10 car
crash.
pileup on the freeway.
Right, all
Yeah,
in order to make the Penguin's car like flip over, and so like he's directly causing the action. He's not like he's,
right.
yeah, it's not like, oh, he failed to save someone. It's like, no, he's like causing this insane like situation that like to come out, and it's really for nothing either. It's not like usually in the movie
Oh,
it's like,
they
oh,
yeah. Look,
they
they
have
tell
to
the
stop.
police to fall back and let the chopper chase them.
Right,
Like,
or like they have to the Batman has to get to Bane before the nuke goes off. Like there's some stake that makes it so that
right.
the hero just has to do what he has to do. But in Chainsaw Man, I'm not blaming, it's not Denji's fault that there's all this collateral damage. So I'm not blaming him for it. I just, as I said, emotionally, he doesn't seem like he cares about
Right.
it at all. And it's kind of hard without talking about the end, which I guess we can start talking about because the spoiler of his
Well, no,
reaction to
let's do
it.
a summary of the movie first before we talk about
Okay.
that. So, okay, we can move on. We'll move on to spoilers. Let's do like a brief summary of the movie.
Mhm.
So, I think the intro they separate Power pretty quick. Power's not really in this movie at all. So if Power's your favorite character, maybe you don't want to see this movie. Evidently, she has some sort of uh what is it? She has too much blood or something. They have to drain her blood. It's making her an
Yes.
egomaniac. So
Yes.
she's separated out, and they bring in Shark Boy, which is his new sidekick. Do you know the name of that character?
I don't remember.
I
Is this
know it's not.
he's the shark devil, or he has a pack with the shark devil.
Which I think is just a setup because they're like, okay, Chainsaw Man on a giant flying shark would be pretty fucking cool in the end of this movie, right?
Yes, yes.
So, so the kid is not really in the movie that much. He's just following Chainsaw Man around until the end of the movie when he becomes
There
obviously instrumental in the fight.
there is a weird thing which again, I don't know if this will be explained later with the because we don't really understand the importance of the chainsaw devil yet,
Right.
or even why it's that powerful. Because the way the rules of the world work is the more that people are afraid of a concept, the more powerful the corresponding devil is. And it doesn't seem like the Chainsaw Devil should be that powerful. Because when you saw Pochita, he was like this tiny little dog. He didn't seem very powerful.
Is this in the
Um,
manga? Is this elucidated in the manga
this is well,
later?
they
Or?
talk about this in the first season.
Well, in the first season, they don't really talk about why the Chainsaw Devil is so powerful.
No, no, that's what I'm saying. We don't
Yeah.
know. right. But that's
But
what I'm
I'm
saying. That
asking in the manga, since you've
oh,
read ahead in the manga, is it actually
they
important?
I know I haven't got to the part in the manga, but I've seen spoilers that give some key to why he's
Okay.
important.
It seems like it would
Um,
be pretty cool.
yes,
Seems like
but
it could be.
so it's unclear exactly why Denji is, or why the Chainsaw Devil is so powerful, because not that many people seem like they're afraid of chainsaws. There is a scene, I believe, in the first season where he's like fighting the Attorney Devil in the hotel, and the devil makes some sort of comment about like hearing the sound of the chainsaw when it was born in hell or something. So we're like, what does that mean? Um,
So in the
so
entire in the are you done?
yeah.
In the entire series, Denji wants to get some action. That's his
Yes,
ultimate goal.
yes.
So he's very fixated on getting some action, some female attention. And he really likes Miss Makima, who, as we said before, is pushing him around or sort of leading him on. And we don't necessarily know why. But in the very beginning, he gets a date with Miss Makima.
Hmm.
And that they go on a date. They go to a movie marathon. She makes him go to a
He's
bunch of
super
different
excited,
movies.
and then she's like, "We're gonna see 8 movies," and he's
Yeah.
less excited.
So, but most of the movies are bad, and it's interesting too because it's sort of foreshadowing for this movie. I did you catch that where it's basically all they're critiquing all of the movies and the final movie that they see, which is a very moving movie, and it's
Hmm.
surprising for Denji that Miss Makima is moved. And they both say, "Oh, we're going to remember the ending of this movie forever." But they
Right.
kind of try to embody the same emotional resonance in this movie that they do in the movie that they watch and they both enjoy, which I thought was super cool.
Yeah. That's what they were going for. It didn't hit me that way emotionally, which we'll talk about.
Oh, okay. So,
The no, but since Makima takes Denjin on this movie marathon, and again, I'm operating under the idea that Makima is just using him. I don't think she actually likes him or
likes
cares
him.
about him,
Yeah.
really at all. That's just my
I
interpretation.
concur. Yeah.
Okay. Um, but at first I was wondering, like, is she testing him? Because they watch the first 7 movies and it's always the same. It's like they're in the theater, everyone around them is like laughing or crying. They're having some emotional reaction to the movie.
Right.
She is not having an emotional reaction whatsoever, and neither is him, neither is Denji. And I was wondering if she was like, because he's kind of questioning his humanity because he has the devil heart. So I was wondering, is she checking to see how much of a devil he is or something? Is this some sort of test? Is she trying to figure this out? But then at the last movie, I guess not, because then at the last movie, they're watching some movie alone. No one else is in the theater, and it looks kind of like some
Art
dramatic,
house film.
artsy,
Yeah.
yes, dramatic, artsy, fartsy
Definitely
movie.
artsy film. Yes.
Yeah, and they're both crying when they watch the movie. So they both
Yes.
actually do have real emotional reactions to seeing the movie.
Denji's very upset that he's going to cry in front of Miss Makima, and then she's
Yeah.
crying as well. So,
Right, right.
and they both talk about the movie afterwards, and it
Yes.
seems as though it's moving. But obviously, Miss Makima could be completely gaslighting him. We don't know.
That's true.
It
That's true.
could come out in the future. But I thought it was
Right.
cool that it mirrored that. So, and then Denji is so happy with this state that he thinks he has a human heart that he gives to the poor, I guess, or gives to some
It
activists.
was a
And
charity for those who have been harmed by devil
right,
attacks,
exactly.
ironically. Yes.
So look, they give to the people, they give to the bodies, the dead bodies at the end of the movie. They're
Yeah, he
thinking
gives them
ahead.
like 1 coin. He's like, here's a
I know
coin
he
for
gives them like
the dead
he gives
people.
them like a penny or a nickel or
Yes.
something.
Right, right.
It's pretty hilarious. And
Yeah.
they give him a flower and he eats the flower. This is where it's kind of strange credulity here.
Right, right.
So, but then it starts raining and he dips into a phone booth. And who pops into a phone booth? Oh, a super cute girl.
Yes.
So he meets a girl, and I immediately thought, okay, this girl, something's up with it. This is not realistic here. She's
Well, yeah.
she's like immediately in love with him,
Yes. Yes.
and
Her
they
yeah.
have it's like the meet cute.
Hmm.
He coughs up the flower and gives her the flower, which is weird.
Disgusting.
Yeah. It's very David Lynch, which
Hmm.
is kind of just, I don't know. It seems like, well, I guess we're talking about devils and chainsaws and stuff
Well,
like
this,
that.
I mean, Chainsaw Man's heavily, I mean, obviously there's the whole movie scene. This is heavily influenced by cinema. Um, And I don't know if you noticed in the intro for the anime, there's like a million like every shot is like a reference to a movie almost in the introduction.
What is the reference to this movie?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like
Okay.
you're saying, like it has like a David Lynch feel to it. That was probably intentional,
Might be in a David Lynch movie. Who knows?
right?
So, but she says, she leaves and says, I work at this cafe and, you should come see me sometime. So Denji goes immediately there to the cafe.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And meets her, and they end up having lunch together.
Hmm.
Do multiple days pass, or is this all continuous? It's hard.
Um,
I don't remember if he goes back of consecutive days, but they
no,
end
he
up
goes back
hitting it off.
consecutive days. Yeah, no,
Okay.
he
So a
he comes
few,
back like basically every day. It seems
right.
like
So
so.
a few days are passing. Now this I think would be completely boring if it weren't for the fact that we had the date with Miss Makima. Because the conflict in all of this is Denji really wants to sleep with this new girl, right? But
Hmm.
he has love and feelings for Miss Makima. So he's completely conflicted throughout this
Yes.
entire date. It's a Pulp Fiction type. Do I sleep with my boss's wife? It's like I don't want to sleep with this girl because I don't want to betray my boss, Miss Makima, who I love dearly.
Hmm.
But this girl is super hot and she's coming on to me in all kinds of different ways. So
Right. And yeah, and since he's, Denji and he's 16, it's like the way that this kind of manifests is he has like this mental image of like Makima naked and Reze naked. And he's like, whose boobs do I want? It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
he's like, I'm stuck between these two boobs, whose boobs I want. Which
Right,
it's
right.
funny because I watched that scene, I thought it was funny. It's weird. There's so many like, and I hate to say it, there's so many like very sensitive politically minded people that are into anime now that they were like bothered or triggered by that scene. Like, oh my God, like it's so inappropriate that Denji is thinking about women in this way. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, what is this? They want men to suppress every feeling they have. They
Yeah.
want men to be automatons.
Yes. Yes. Meanwhile, Morning Glory Milking Farm is number one.
I know, and women don't have to suppress any of their fantasies.
I know it's terrible.
It is. What's going on? What is going
Mhm.
on with society? It's completely ridiculous.
So, well, in the character, her name is Reze. And but yeah, I had the same impression because from like the first moment they start interacting, you're like, okay. Part of what also makes their dates more interesting is that you immediately think that she's using him
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you're like because the way that he acts, like Denji's never really had friends. The only person who's his friend really is Power, who is like just as fucking weird as he is and is a demon or a devil. She's not very social either. So he has zero social skills essentially. And everything he does to the girl or says to the girl, she laughs. And it's like, okay, obviously she's just fucking with him or she's trying to use him because no girl would find any of this behavior appealing whatsoever.
Yeah. Yes. So they're dating. Denji's trying to not have sex with her, not try any funny business and stay loyal to Miss Makima.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to the B story, which maybe you remember more about the B story. I just remember it being, what is the character's name? It's basically Aki
Mm-hmm.
interfacing with the angel devil, which I can't
Yes.
remember the angel devil's name.
I don't either.
So, but they allude a little bit to the gun devil arc that is in the main arc of the television series, but is not really pertinent in the movie. In the television series, they're looking for the gun devil. The gun devil's like the big baddie in the television series.
Yeah.
So that's happening a little bit in the background, but I don't think it distracted from the
It
main
doesn't really,
Reza story.
well, I guess it has a little bit to do with the motivation of the villain, obviously, because they're working for the gun devil.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't really have anything to do beyond that. So an angel's name is just Angel, I believe.
Oh
So
okay.
yeah. There's an angel devil who the angel devil is weird to me too, because I was like, why are people afraid of angels? And the
Right.
angel devil, when you touch it, you lose years of your life.
Yeah,
And
that's an interesting character. And it's a guy in a woman's body, right?
they look kind of androgynous. It's hard to tell what
Right.
gender the body is. So
Okay. Um, I thought the angel says, "I believe humans should suffer when they die," and it
yeah,
seems like that's a little hint at the angel's arc, because I think at the by the end they actually show mercy to people. So
they do. They
yeah,
do. Though I don't. It wasn't really clear to me. Well, I guess unless the only reason was there's a scene which is interesting. Now you say that because there was a scene where yeah, the angel devil says, "I think humans should die
should suffer when they die.
painfully."
Yeah, when you
Right.
yeah
And it's
exactly.
because and they say I may look like an angel but I'm still a devil, and there's sort of this this underlying thing that all the devils are malicious or malevolent at the end of the day. And there's a scene where the angel devil is suicidal and it's going to like fly off into this vortex because there's a tsunami devil that's like wrecking havoc, and it kind of wants to die, and Aki grabs the angel devil touching it, reducing
Mhm.
years of his life to kind of save it. And so maybe that's what sort of changed its mind at the end of the movie where there is a person dying kind of horribly, and they because if they touch it and they die in a painless way. So he sort of
Yeah. So
angel
he
devil
touches
sort
them.
of
Yeah.
touches them so that they die in a way that's not so bad.
Aki sacrifices 2 months of his life to save the angel, and the angel, in the end, uh, they need the blood of the person, so he lets them die peacefully.
Right.
So, which I just thought was cool. Obviously, the more character arcs you can have, the better.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, no, that was good.
you want all your characters to arc. Although I don't think Dingy does. Dingy really have a character arc?
Denji has no character arc in the
It's
movie.
interesting because most television series begin like the first episode is like the first act, and the entire series is the second act,
Hmm.
and the last episode of the series is the third act. So you
Right.
really don't get a character arc until the end of a television series. Television
Hmm.
series are designed to run, in a stasis way where it just can continually churn out episodes without people actually.
Right.
I guess it can move forward in little ways, but obviously, if there's a giant character arc, you got a completely different television show.
Yeah. Well,
So,
some anime is that way where it's just like, hundreds of episodes. It's going to continue on. Some anime is not. It's only like 20 to 50 episodes. So it's going to move a lot quicker. You're going to have character arcs and things change. There isn't, yeah, Denji doesn't really change in the movie,
no,
which I think was one of my complaints is that I guess my problem watching the movie, and I didn't really realize this till I was watching the movie, is the reason that we like Denji as a character, the reason I like Denji's character is in the first couple episodes, you see his like horrible situation where he's homeless and he's getting beat up and he takes care of the Pochita and all stuff. So most of your positive feelings towards Denji are based entirely on feeling bad for him because of his like terrible childhood. But then I feel like the further we get removed from that, to me anyway, I watch his character and like sometimes his character is funny, but that's about it. Like I don't really find anything that's particularly appealing to me about Denji.
yeah, the one guy says he offers him money to eat his cigar or his cigarette or something like that, and he's like, "Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'll totally do it." And I'm just
Right.
thinking, "Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad." But he's so eager to do it. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of impressive. He's like, "I'll do
Right.
anything."
Plus, it's supposed to be endearing because it's just so like kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
Um,
So then, we're up to the date with Reze,
mhm.
Reze, and so they're going out. It's everything's going great, right? She wants to go skinny dipping. He's
They
gonna
broke into the school at night, and she wants to
he
jump in the pool.
he's gonna go skinny dipping. They're both getting completely naked. Then they introduce another character, which I don't remember the name of that character, but they're hinting that this character is going to come out and snatch Reze up. And
No, he's coming for chainsaw for Denji.
yeah, but he's got part of his plan is to snatch Reza up and use her as bait to
Oh, right,
get
right, right. Yes,
to
yes,
get uh
right.
to get Chainsaw Man. Everyone
He's
wants
some
Chainsaw Man's heart. We don't necessarily know why, but
Yes, yeah. he's contracted by the tsunami devil
Yeah, there you go.
to get Denji's heart, and they establish him. He's like some sort of horrible contract killer, assassin person, and yeah, he shows up at the school to capture Reze, and he's like, I'm gonna rip your eyeball out and throw it to Denji and make him like give himself up to me or something.
Yeah, he tells a story of some other guy that he abducted and like skinned him alive and used him to get whoever the contract was. So
Okay.
they hint that that's going to be what happens. So Denji, I think, is hanging out in a classroom, and Reze goes to the bathroom, and he
Mm-hmm.
corners her in the bathroom, and you're thinking, "Oh no, this guy's going to get her." Well, actually, does
I
this
was not thinking.
does the scene, because they do a really good job with this scene of a spider web with a spider that's captured. I think it's a monarch butterfly,
Yes.
and they cut to it once, and I think, oh yeah, I've been thinking this the whole time, right? Because it's obviously foreshadowing of Reza is the spider and Dingy is the poor
They
monarch
keep cutting
butterfly.
back to it while they're in the pool skinny dipping. Like they
Yeah.
cut back to it like four
Okay,
times.
so it is before
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So you
Yes.
so you think, oh yeah, I guess look, that you could see that scene, and they show it 3 times, which I thought was good because
Mm-hmm.
in they showed it once and I got it, but there are people who they got to see it
Yeah.
three
You gotta
times to
keep
really
showing
for
it.
the
Right.
for the
Yes.
foreshadowing to kick in.
She's the
So
spider, everybody.
what
Denji's the
is hold
butterfly.
on, is she the spider, or is the guy in the who's talking about killing her the guy who's teaming up with the
She's
tsunami?
1000% the
Well,
spider.
look, I thought she was a spider too, but
Yeah.
you could think, okay, she's nice, and the guy who's going to nab her and use her as bait to get Denji, he's the spider.
Maybe.
She
Maybe you could.
she is the monarch butterfly.
Right,
At this
right.
point, you don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the big twist, okay, so he corners her in the bathroom, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to rape you," and
Cut your
every
eyeball out.
single every every Grace Randolph lost her mind when
Right.
he said when he threatened to rape her. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
And she runs away
she
from
runs
him for
away.
like
Yeah.
5 minutes, like, oh my God, get away from me.
And the big twist is she's like a badass, and he's not really any challenge to her whatsoever. She goes full ninja warrior on him, right?
Yeah.
And
Kills him in like
breaks,
seconds.
yeah, kills him in seconds, breaks his neck, and rushes back to Dingy and doesn't even tell Dingy what happened. So you're like, okay,
Well,
she's definitely the spider.
right. And importantly, after she kills him, the tsunami devil is there because it exists in water whenever there's water.
Oh
And it like
yeah,
a
it talks to her.
and it apologizes because it's like, oh, I didn't know you were here,
Right.
Reze. And she's like, you work for me now. And I was like, okay, ma'am. So
Yes.
you realize that, oh shit, she's like, not only is she the spider, but she's some sort of like huge deal. There's something, she's obviously a really big player.
So this is really the midpoint twist where you're like, okay, everything we've seen. Well, look, you and I saw it coming from a mile away, so
Right.
we weren't falling for it when she stepped into the phone booth,
No.
right? But some people might have fell for
Well,
it,
when he vomits up a flower and hands it to her and she
and
laughs
she
and is like,
loves it.
that's hilarious. You're like, oh, what is it? Okay.
Well, she does tell him that her dog died, and that he reminds. I mean, that's kind of a backhanded compliment, right?
Well, it
She
is,
says
but
my
then
dog died recently, and your face
right.
reminds me of him.
Right. But then I immediately thought like, oh, she's talking about Pochita.
It was her dog though, not his dog.
No, I know, but like that's what made me think of. Like, is
Oh,
she kind
okay.
of subtly referring to the fact that she just sees Pochita in him?
Right. So we realize that she is the badass. Um, they, she's basically takes him up to where they're having fireworks, which is good
Mhm.
because it's going to be their first kiss. But we know that she's bad at this point, right?
Right. Right.
And when she kisses him for the first time, there's fireworks. It's great. Dingy's over the moon, right? And she
Mhm.
bites off his tongue.
Jesus.
It's like horrifying.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is going? Like they're kissing forever. You're like, oh my god, what is she doing?
Mm-hmm.
And she opens her mouth and she spits out his tongue.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of that?
That was cool. I like that. That was good.
It's just like on board with the tongue. So,
Well, no,
but
I
then
mean, it
it,
was like, yeah, and then I forget exactly what she does. She stabs him in the neck or the chest. I don't know. She does something else to harm him pretty brutally beyond biting his tongue off.
right. Well, just the
And then,
tongue is the worst. I mean,
yeah,
stab me as much as you want, but don't bite
don't
my
bite my
fucking
tongue
tongue
off.
off.
Right, right,
I've, it's interesting because in the context of the world, you're like, ah, he can just grow that back, right?
that is
They
true.
just
Yeah,
give him some blood, no big deal.
right, right.
But so, and then the rest of the movie is basically them fighting and Dingy conflicted because he's like, oh, I cut her leg off and that leg is so hot.
Right,
She's
right.
too hot to die.
Yeah, so yeah, she bites off his tongue. Then she's gonna cut out. He's like completely incapacitated. She's gonna cut out his heart, and then
Yes.
fortunately, the shark devil, who they kind of establish in the beginning of the movie. I don't remember if he was in season one or not. I think he might have been for a little bit. Shows up and saves him because like there's like this weird thing where the shark devil is completely enamored with Denji, and I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is something that's going to come up when we find out why the Chainsaw Devil is important, because it's not really established in the show why. But the Shark Devil is completely into Denji and keeps calling him like Lord Chainsaw and is like subservient to him. And he's been following Denji the whole time, even though Denji's annoyed with him. And he jumps out of nowhere because he's been spying on them the whole fucking time. And
Yeah. Yeah.
he saves Denji from getting killed by Reze, and then we find out that Reze is the bomb devil, and
Yes.
it's a very cool reveal. And I really liked where because the whole time she's wearing kind of like a choker collar that's got like a little
Oh,
like a little
yeah. That
pin
is
on it,
cool. Yep.
and she pulls it off like a grenade, and it makes her own head explode like
Yep.
off of her body, and then you see like she's got like a bomb head underneath.
Yeah.
So that was a very cool transformation scene. And
Mike in
then
the
yeah,
chat also mentions that she asked him to run away with her, which is
oh yeah, you're
important
right.
because
That's
it does
important.
come up in
That's
the end
important.
of the
Yeah.
movie. So
Right.
and we end up learning her backstory as well. So that she makes this offer to run away together, which obviously you're thinking is off the table. Like as soon as she bites his tongue off, right?
Well, I guess so. Is the question if he had said yes, would she have still gone through with the plan, or did she actually somehow catch feelings for Denji throughout the course of this? And
Yeah, I guess you could see it that way, couldn't you?
she only
Yeah.
attacked him because he said he was gonna stay and keep working for public safety. He didn't
Yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Yeah.
He said he's got things are going good for him, but he wants to continue to date her. Can't we just continue to date? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I guess maybe if he ran off with her, she
I
would
think I
have
would
the
have liked
heart,
it.
right?
Yeah, I think I would have liked it more if they had established before that moment so that there actually was some question in my mind about whether Reze actually liked him for real. Because up in this point, I don't know why she would like him.
Well,
He's not,
it's super ambiguous in the end too. So they fight. It's like massive. I mean, they fight for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it's
yes.
45 minutes, right?
There's like a super long chase scene where she's chasing after him. He's fighting, and
Right.
everyone's fighting the bomb devil. She's super powerful.
She's super powerful. Her underwear is falling off and then it's back on again. It's like, I
Some
think,
continuity errors. Yes.
well, I think the animators kind of rebelled. They were like, some of
Oh,
them
okay.
wanted to draw her with the no underwear, and some
Right.
wanted to draw her with underwear. So,
Right.
but it's funny and I really like the action. I thought it was great. They continued to play Denji's being conflicted about how he liked her, but obviously he had to fight her. It's definitely Game of Thrones where the two brothers have to like duke it out. It's
Hmm.
so much better if there's a fight. Look, we did this in Supervillains Anonymous. We were like, look, there has to be something going on in the fight beyond just the fight, right? There
Right.
has to be some sort of conflict. So, some sort of emotional conflict. So that was super good. Ultimately, they they don't they don't kill her, right? Does she just like
So
leave?
no, so yeah, so they have this big fight. And I say I really do like her powers.
Oh, her
Because the way
powers
her
are amazing. Yeah.
powers are very cool, because not only can she like shoot explosions, but she can like turn parts of her bodies into bombs or missiles or anything explosive. Um, And it's just it looks very cool. It's a very cool ability. She
She
looks
snaps
super
her fingers when she wants him to blow up. It's
right. Like it creates a spark. It's really nice looking. And she looks super weird because, yeah, she's got like the hot body that's like kind of covered by this long dress with slits, but then her head is just like an actual bomb with a
yeah.
mouth. It's very weird looking, but it looks cool. Um, and yeah, and so the fight, I really like all that stuff. And then the tsunami devil gets involved in the fight, and that's really what causes such untold disaster level for like the entire city exploding. Because there's like this giant tsunami in the middle of the city where they're fighting. And then there's the scene where like it's kind of like the joke set up where Denji, who's been established as kind of an idiot, you think that he's finally figured out how to use his chainsaws as like Spider-Man webs to like web from
Yeah,
building the building
yeah, that's
because
funny.
she uses her bombs to like propel herself through the air. And so he's like, like everyone's like cheering, like, yes, he's going to be Spider-Man. But instead, all he does is he just makes his chainsaws like a
Leashes.
lasso and
Yeah.
leashes, and he just leashes the shark guy and he just rides him into battle. Which is pretty funny. So the shark guy
And
just
I
like
mean,
running around with him on his back.
it would be a total ripoff if he did Spider Man. It would look the same as Spider Man. Riding the
Yes.
giant shark is better.
That was
Obviously,
yeah,
it's
that's it's
more
all set up for
unique.
the
Yeah.
joke. Yes, it's all set for the joke.
Which
And it's
I
pretty
love.
funny.
Yeah.
Um, my only complaint with the fight, and this again, this goes into why is Denji or why is the Chainsaw Devil so powerful, is for like 99% of the fight, she's just beating the ever loving fuck out of Denji. She's blowing him up again and 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 again. And he's just so outclassed by her completely. And you're like, and I'm like, well, how like, and then finally when he wins at the fight, now he does win by a sort of trickery, but it's like, how does he just survive all this? Because we don't know. It's not really been explained to us why he's so powerful. It just to me kind of feels plot armor
Plot
because you're like
armor.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you're like how is he making it through all this damage? Because yeah, like all the devils have some ability to regenerate if they drink blood and all this other stuff, but they all comment like no, an ordinary devil would have been killed 20 billion times by now, but Denji
Yeah.
somehow survives, and you're like, well, why is he surviving?
That is never really resolved. But there is one scene that is so amazing and beautiful
Mm-hmm.
from a visual perspective where she blows him up and like he's down to basically just the head and like a
Yes,
bloody stump. But
yes,
as she's blowing up, he's like trying to regenerate. And that scene is super, super cool.
it does look very cool.
Yeah. Where she's pounding him, pounding him, pounding him until there's just barely anything left. And she's like running away with the little globule that is him.
Yeah, it's just like his head and like a little bit of his torso left. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, but the regeneration, I guess we haven't really seen him do that. That's like new, right?
I mean, he regenerates. I mean, we haven't seen
But
him. I don't.
without blood, he.
Well, there was there's something about like I forget when he pulls the chainsaw cord, it like
Mhm,
can like revive him too to some
mhm.
extent. I don't remember exactly from all the things in season one, but they have not really set up why he's just so insanely powerful yet.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, so they've had the fight. He basically he manages to win very at the very end by using his brain, which I guess is nice because he's not. You're wondering how is he going to possibly win this fight, and the three of them, him, the shark guy, and her, wake up on the beach because essentially he like drowns her, and
Yeah. And this is a scene where so he reaches out with his chains and wraps them around her. So that both of them are kind of stuck together face to face, like
mhm,
the ultimate end to the date. And then he jumps off the pier into the water. And they should have set this up better if she can't blow up underwater, if that's the reason why she can't blow up. But they fall to the bottom of the ocean and they're kind of lying there together. And the music cues are great, but
yeah,
it is nice. It's a great visual. So
yeah,
it's like
it's
the
nice. It's
love that could have been. The love,
right.
this ended up horribly, tragically wrong, but we're still together.
Or and it's kind of like the joke of the whole because there's like this anime tropes of the character defeats the villain with love, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like visually that's what you see because they're like wrapped up together, but obviously that's not really what's happening as they're like falling to the bottom of the water to
You
drown.
know Denji's got wood in that moment. You know he definitely does. Come on,
There
let's
you
be
go. That's
real.
true. That
Let's
is
be
true.
realistic here.
Yes.
They're
It
like,
does.
they're touching.
They're touching. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So then I guess we cut away, right? That's when they're cleaning up the aftermath of it.
Yeah, and then they just kind of wake up on the shoreline.
Right. Okay. Yeah. They wake up on the shoreline. Yes. And they
Hmm.
talk, and he talks about running away together with her, and she kicks him in the nuts and says no. And I guess they go their separate ways.
Yeah, he just kind of lets her go.
Yeah.
Um,
He lets her go. They go their separate ways. And then
she's no,
later,
he tells her to like meet at the.
oh, yeah, you're right.
He
He
would wait
tells her
for
to,
her at the cafe that she works at.
right. And
Yeah.
it's a big question mark whether she will.
Now, see, this is I this is part of where I was just like, oh my
Is
God,
this not enough? Because I mean, she
this
does run back to she
this
goes
is
back to the cafe.
right,
Obviously,
right,
she
right,
has
but
feelings for him. Come
right, right,
on.
right. But well, hold on before that, because I'm sitting here like now again, this is I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, like we've just seen, I don't know, 10 to 20,000 people probably died from this fight, maybe more,
Sitch is
right?
obsessed with the collateral
No, I'm just
damage.
saying, like, and
Nobody
he
gives a
wait, what? But no, because you're right, because they have it. It's like they drown her, and then it cuts back, and they keep showing you all the dead people. Like the movie is
They
showing,
do.
it's
They're
rubbing this,
stacking them up.
it's rubbing this in your face. It's making sure to show you that all these people have died. So then to me, then it cuts back to like Denji, like, I guess I'm gonna let you go because I kind of like you, even though you're a murdering psychopath. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, what fuck? I was like, kill this bitch. Fuck her. She's a horrible person. What the fuck? Like, kill
Sitch,
this bitch.
you don't understand love, okay?
Okay.
If you're willing to let a bunch of people die because of love, that's moving for a lot of people. A lot
Well,
of people think, oh, that's love.
it's not within Denji's character, so I'm not saying he should have done this. But I mean, we've seen scenes like this in other movies and animes where the person they're in love with like the bad guy and they kill them as they're crying because they they
Because they
understand
have
that
to kill him.
they have to kill them because they're just too
But isn't it better if
drained.
they just run off together and forget about all that collateral damage? That's the
I
movie I
guess
want to see.
I
Come
was like,
on.
what the? I was listen. I'm on Team Makima. I was just like, I don't know what her deal is, but like, fuck this Reze homewrecker. Okay, coming in here, killing tens of thousands of people. She doesn't give a fuck. And I'm
Denji
like,
believes in forgiveness.
okay, okay. So I was mad. I was mad when Denji just let her go. I was like, ah, fuck this bitch. Go
Mike in the
ahead.
chat says that Denji explains that he forgives her. So
Yeah,
look,
I get that. Yeah, but
that's in the movie.
I know he says that, but fuck, I don't care. Well, I don't forgive her.
Ugh. So he goes to the restaurant and hangs out. And I think
He's waiting for her.
she's walking away to probably go murder some people or something. And then all of a
Yes.
sudden she thinks, did I have feelings for Denji? I kind of did.
She was about to leave. She's like on a train. She's about to enter the train, and then she doesn't, and she
Right.
decides to go back to the cafe.
She's getting ready to go
Right.
genocide a whole nation of people. And
Yes.
she's
Oh,
like,
and also it's
wait.
important. We find out too. They just say it. They just explain that her backstory is that she was some orphan girl, I think in Russia, and
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the Russians experimented on her, and they like shoved the bomb devil into her, so she's a hybrid like Denji or something. They just kind of like
Right.
briefly explain it.
The Russians did this. And they say the Russians have a program where they turn people into weapons like her. She's like
Yes.
their weapon.
And it's supposed to kind of be like, see, like, oh, look, don't feel, feel a little
Yeah.
bad for her. She
Don't feel.
murders like
Yeah.
10,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, she's like Black Widow, okay?
Oh, okay.
She kills a lot of people, but look, it's not really her fault.
I don't remember Black Widow killing like
It's
a
the
town of
Russian
people.
it's the Russians' fault.
Okay.
Sitch just can't handle the collateral damage. You know this is a movie, right? You know
I
those
know it's a movie.
stacks of bodies. That's just a drawing. That's
Oh,
just a
really?
little
Okay.
drawing there.
Really? It's not a real person there. It's just a flat image on a
So
projected on a screen. Okay.
so she gives up. She's like, look, I'm not going to go genocide all these people. I'm going to go hang out with Denji. We're going to live our lives together. It's going to be great. So she starts running. She starts running back to the cafe. We see her walk back to the cafe that we saw in the beginning of the movie after she met Denji for the first time. We're seeing her. And She sees a cafe. It's in her sight. She's going
Mhm.
down the alley. Dingy's there waiting with flowers. And what happens, Sitch? What happens?
All of a sudden, these little rats start appearing out of nowhere, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah,
They
rats. Oh no.
yes, and this giant wave of rats like just runs underneath her,
Uh-huh.
forms in front of her, and then they all kind of fall away. And who's standing there?
Who is it?
But
Who is
best
it?
girl Makima.
She's
She's
like,
like,
steal
get
my man, bitch.
get your hands off my boy.
That's right. And it turns out Miss Makima is a fucking badass because she just completely takes care of her immediately.
Well,
And
the
and
angel,
Sitch
the
is
angel does
wondering
it.
why couldn't she have done this before all the people died?
Well, she actually doesn't do anything. She's standing there, and the angel, you see, all of a sudden she
Oh,
starts
you're
getting,
right. It's the angel that's the
yes,
badass.
Reze starts
Yes.
getting cut into like, she's like tries to take her pin out so she can go bomb for him, and her hand gets immediately chopped off, and you see the angel devil's like above, and he's like, he has like these like spears of light or something that he can like throw down and bisect people.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So between the two of them, they could have easily dealt with her
Well,
early
with
on.
with the angel, she even says this in the movie. Makima says Angel could be like the strongest devil, but he's so
Oh,
lazy
you're right.
and
Yeah.
apathetic that he doesn't want to do anything.
Do you empathize with that character at all,
With
Sitch? I'm
Angel, not
curious.
really.
He could be amazing, but he's just super
Oh, I see what
lazy.
you're saying. I see what you're saying. Look at this. Um, but then yeah, so it, and then so then they kill her. So then she dies.
Yeah.
Reze dies, and I was
It's
like,
so sad too.
and I was like, yes, fuck yes. I was like, take that bitch. You
Really?
fucking yes. I was cheering on.
This is so strange. Yeah. This is so strange because obviously look, I want her and Denji to get together. I don't care about all those people that died. I don't give a
No,
fuck
God.
about all that. Look, I'm a romantic. I want them
Mm,
to both get together and be on the run from the law and live happily ever after. I want the Mickey and Mallory ending.
no.
No, Sitch is like, can't do it. Look at the long
Here,
arm of the law has to come down and get
I
you.
don't know. Yeah, here's if they want to do this for just for my personal sake. Okay, like if she was killing people, but it wasn't like to the scale of the fight, right? Like if she's like, okay, well, she killed like maybe she killed like 20 people or something, right? And she killed the devil hunters and stuff. And then also that if the movie showed to me that they actually had feelings for each other, like why, like I still don't know why she likes him, other than the fact that he's just like enamored with her, and maybe that's enough. But um, sure, I guess if he had done something or he had acted in some way, and you would see like, oh my god, and she actually's like, oh, no one's ever been nice to me before, or like something, I don't know, something that would show that, and then they had cut down the death toll dramatically, I think I would have felt differently. But the
Women
fact that I
don't know
didn't,
why they like someone, Sitch. That's totally unrealistic.
but the fact that like I didn't really understand why she likes him, and the fact that she's again the thousands of people are dying in this movie, I'm just like, fuck this bitch. I'm glad she got fucking murked. Go
She
Makima.
doesn't look, she doesn't know why she likes him. She doesn't know why she didn't get on the train.
Yeah, but I don't know why she likes him either.
Yeah, but look, it can't be understood. Sitch.
Oh,
Some
okay.
things can't be
Oh,
understood.
look at this.
You
Look
just
at
have
this.
to go with it.
Oh, okay. You just have to just believe.
It's called love.
Mm.
Anyway, it is look, this is super fascinating discussion because we're having completely different experiences in the movie.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So you saw that and you were like crying. You're like, oh my God.
Well, I wasn't crying. My wife was definitely crying. She was
Oh,
like,
really?
the waterworks were going. Yeah.
That's
Look,
hilarious.
I don't cry during movies, but
Uh-huh.
I understand the emotion that they're going for in that scene. I
Hmm.
think most people probably I think you're the strange one. I think most people are not concerned with the collateral damage. They're like, "Oh my god, this love has been through so much. They've been through so much together. It would just be epic if they could get together in the end." So I think most people are with them getting back together
This
in
was
the
no
end.
Crouching Tiger romance. Okay. I'm sorry. I
Mhm.
didn't feel that way. It's not
Yeah.
the epic Crouching Tiger, 30-year love between those two characters. They're like,
Well,
oh,
this is definitely an action comedy, right? I know
yes,
it's an
yes.
anime, but
Yeah, no, it's action comedy.
yeah,
Yes.
totally action comedy. So yeah, no, I thought it was great. I thought them getting together in the end would have been Nah, it is better with the ironic ending where Denji is still left. Because obviously, if they got together, that would be a resolution to the entire series, right? There would be no more Chainsaw Man. Denji has to be cock blocked until the actual end of the show.
Right. Well, until we can figure out what's going on with Makima and all that stuff.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
either gets to, well, the hook, the story hook now is whether he gets together with Makima or Makima kills him. That's kind of the two potential outcomes.
Or she's going to use him for, you don't really know what her purpose is, that she's trying to use him to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. You want to milk it. You want to keep that hook going as long as possible.
There's something interesting that happens in the next arc, which isn't really a spoiler, um, where Power like gets traumatized by something, and like there's like some big fight because it's an anime. There's some big fight in the next arc, and afterwards Makima tells Denji like, "Hey, like, oh no, before the big fight, she's like, let's go on vacation together." And then that gets interrupted by the big fight, and then after the big fight, she's like, why don't just the two of us, like before it was gonna be like everyone, now she's like, why don't just the two of us go on vacation together? And like throughout the whole fight, like what's been motivating Denji is like he wants to go on this like vacation with Makima somewhere because it'll be like hot. And at the end of the arc, he's like, he really wants to, but he's like, I can't because I have to take care of Power because she's like so traumatized that I'm like the only person that she like can depend on. And I was like, wow, that's like really great. Like that to me is like that's so like that really shows a huge character growth moment for Denji.
Right.
And I guess I would wish for more things like peppered in, season one and in the movie that would like kind of hint at going in that direction. I think maybe I'd be more um on board with Denji if I'd seen things like that throughout the series.
There, that really is the only moment there where he's like, no, I got to stay. Things are going good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, but even when she says run away with me, him staying, it's not like, well, I have to stay to like protect people. So it's not like really like a positive. He's just like, well, I have a good job and I have food and I have like a friend and I've never had these things before, so I'm just gonna like, why would I leave?
That would be super out. I mean, I understand that you want it, but it would be super out of character at this point.
Yes, I
That
agree.
is the scene that you see at the end of the show when he has his character arc. You see
Right.
the transformation.
No, but I'm saying like if again, I don't know. I think you could do because they had that. Like I said, they had the thing with Power, which kind of I didn't expect him to have that position. Like if the whole Reza arc had been part of his character growth of seeing the insane collateral damage that was caused by them trying to go after him, and if he felt some kind of guilt or like that affected him in some way at that in the movie, I think I would have enjoyed it better. Because then I've been like, okay, well, he's changing. Like he's having like a reaction to this devastation. That's not his fault, but it's like you could feel responsible because it's because of him, because people are trying to get his heart.
When did he mention power, having to look after power?
This is in like the next arc. It's not out yet.
Oh, okay,
Or
okay.
it's in the comics.
This
It's in the
wasn't
next.
in the movie or
This
this.
is not in the
Okay,
movie. It's
okay.
not in the
I
movie.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So it is further down the line. So
Yeah,
they
no,
are
this is
trying
down.
to
This is
take
later.
steps
Yeah.
towards.
Right.
Okay. I was putting a poll together for the chat, so I was only half paying attention. So is there anything you want to say before we go to super chats?
Um, so as I said, I think I give this movie a B, solid B. It's if you like Chainsaw Man, it's definitely very good. For that, if you haven't seen Chainsaw Man, you should watch the show. I think you enjoy it. It's crazy to me that even though I do have problems with this movie, as I have expressed, it still seems like it's leaps and bounds better than any sort of action uh, hero movie that's coming out in America. Like just structurally too, in terms of the fights mattering, there being some sort of goal, the characters mattering, things having a weight to them and a feeling to them and an intrigue to them that is just fascinating to me how Japanese anime seems to be succeeding in storytelling in such a way that American storytelling is just falling to the wayside.
There was a bunch of people in the chat talking about articles being written about this, about how it's manosphere, and I guess Grace Randolph was thought the trailer was uncomfortable or
Are you for real?
misogynistic. Yeah,
Oh my God.
people were talking about that in the chat. So
That's insane. This is,
so
well,
we
that's
we
why.
have to, yeah, we have to take a look and maybe even respond to some of the criticisms, because this is a thing. Like, there can be media that's just aimed at a male audience. Like, that's allowed, all right? I don't, why is it this situation where all media has to pass through the filter of a woman's sensibilities?
It's, well, first of all, I mean, like Sam likes Chainsaw Man a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
my wife loved it. So
And
she's definitely, but my
yeah,
wife is like one of the guys. Like, she
she,
likes guy media.
right. And I mean, I don't, I guess Sammy likes both got quote guy media, but she also likes really girly shit too. So it's like, she's all over the place. But she liked the movie way better than I did. She liked Chainsaw Man long before I did. She's the one that like got me to watch Chainsaw Man. So I like I know it is sort of more seems somewhat more guy centric, like guy oriented, but I think, girls could still and women could still like this, Chainsaw Man and like the movie and all this other stuff. But you're right, it is so weird. And maybe this is the problem. Maybe this is why American storytelling is falling to the wayside so hard, is everything is stuck in this layer of sensibility that has to be, part of it is, as you were saying, with the collateral damage, everyone has to be safe. And part of it is everything has to be family friendly to the point of not offending women in a very obnoxious way. Where's the, like, remember the whole, it's not for
I
you.
know.
Like,
I know.
can we just have that
That's
for
what
the
they say
guys? Like,
immediately. If you don't like it, that's what they say.
it's not for you. Chainsaw Man is not for you, ladies.
That only goes one way. The it's not for you only goes towards women's material.
Yes, yes. Well, if you, I haven't seen it. I found this like a couple-minute clip where she talks about Chainsaw Man. If you want to,
All right, the poll's at 50-50. Did you want Denji to run away with Reze in the end and forget about all the collateral damage? Yes, run away. No, she too guilty now.
well, it's funny because like with Sam, she didn't care about the collateral. She's just on Team Makima because she likes her design better. That's like she's like, oh, she
What?
looks cooler. I
What?
just like her design better. I don't care about the collateral damage. And I was like, all right.
I thought the choker was really cool. I noticed the choker in the very beginning. And I was like, oh, that's a cool choker. But then
Hmm.
when it came into play with how she becomes the bomb devil, I was like, okay, that's cool.
Oh yeah, no, it was
That
very
is
cool.
very cool.
It was very cool. Well, I see if I can find. I don't know if you remember. Sam actually did a cosplay of Makima where she was holding our little Sitch and Adam plushies
Oh, nice.
a while ago. So she's a big Makima fan.
So I give it a go see it in the movie theater. It's really good, and Sitch gives it a wait for it to come out on streaming.
No, no, no. I think if you like Chainsaw Man, you should 100% see this in the movie theater. It is,
Hmm.
the action is definitely worth seeing on the big screen.
Okay,
And even, I mean, we saw it in 3D, which again was by accident.
maybe that's why it was more difficult for you to follow the action. Maybe the
Maybe
3D. Because
it,
how do they even do the 3D when it's animated?
it just,
Because it's all 2D animation.
all the 3D did was it just would separate, which I thought it looked fine. It didn't look as cool as Tron, but it looked fine. Was they just separated like the background from the characters in a lot of the scenes. It create like a depth to everything.
Yeah. I saw it
So
on IMAX. I didn't see it in 3D. I saw the dub, obviously, because I want to watch the action. I want to read the screen. I know some people are purists. They're like, the dub. But I thought the American voice acting was good. I thought that even the dub was good. They
yeah,
did a
no,
good job.
I like the dub. I think the dub is fun. They did. I don't think I've ever seen
Sometimes you
Chainsaw
see him and
Man.
the acting in the dub is just
It's terrible.
horrendous.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So, but
I don't
they've
think
kind of
I've
wised up to that.
I've never actually seen Chainsaw Man dub or subbed. I mean, I've only seen it dubbed. So
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
interesting. There is a $5 super chat here from NA. Adam should watch Akira. If not for the story, just for the art, I believe the whole movie is hand drawn, but I could be wrong. I saw Akira before you were ever born. Okay, look, I see anime. I saw heavy metal. But look, obviously heavy metal is American. It's not anime. But I have always drawn and painted my whole life. I've always been into animated movies. I have seen lots of anime. So I even saw Akira recently because we were hanging out with Doomer, and Doomer was like talking about how Akira was great, and I was like, well, I mean, I remember the artwork being great. I don't remember the story being great. So I
Hmm.
rewatched it pretty recently. But yeah, no, I like Akira.
Oh, if you want to
So
make a watch together,
for what?
the Grace Randolph Club.
Oh, I thought we'd just do it later.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
want this to be super long
It's
because
only like it's like a 2 minute long
we
clip.
want people to. Okay, I'll bring it up. Read super
Okay, I'm
chats
just
and I'll
curious.
I'll put together a watch
Right.
together. Send me the link first though, and then
Okay.
I
Let
can
me.
throw it in when I
Right.
get the watch together up. JMac for $20 says, I can't stay because my wife and I are seeing it this weekend. Well, good. Anime is so good. Hopefully, influences from the West don't ruin Japanese media. Hell yeah. Adam still needs to watch Infinity Castle and watch Space Kings. I did watch Space Kings, JMac, and it was fucking great. So I Space Kings was interesting because Space Kings was like, yes, we're making media for men. This media is specifically for men. Have you seen Space Kings, Sitch?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Okay. Yeah, watch
No.
it. It's good. Space Kings, I saw episode 1. I started watching episode 2, but I'm definitely going to watch more. So, yeah, no. Great recommendation. And it is interesting because I guess Space Kings kind of broke the rule with making media for men.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. It's a no no.
No. No. Yeah. Yeah. No, I still gotta watch basically. Yeah, Demon Slayer is interesting. And I mean, first of all, Demon Slayer is beautifully
Look, I
animated.
will see Demon. When is
Um,
Demon Slayer out in the theater, or did I miss it? I don't.
I
I
think you
don't know.
missed it,
Okay.
but
Well, I'll watch it on streaming.
it's interesting. And like that movie made some astronomical amount of money. Like, um, which was kind of unexpected. I think. Well, I guess it wasn't that unexpected because I think the other Demon Slayer movie made a lot of money too. Demon Slayer is beautifully animated. My only problem with Demon Slayer is I think the first season takes. I feel like it takes a while to really grab you. Like once it hooked me, I was like, okay, I'm in. But I feel like it took a while to kind of get going.
That's I don't like that. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's not cool. But I don't know why they have to do that. It's so easy. I mean, I when I was running Deadline Junkies, I used to always tell this to writers because they would have scripts that were the same way. I mean, it would take a while to pick up, and I'm just like, well, here's where it picks up. Why don't you try to get that on page 1? Like, why do we have to wait through all this fucking nonsense?
Right.
All the stuff that you were thinking is important, just tell us as we go. Tell us as we're engaged. You got to have some kind of hook immediately. Something that you're like, okay, I want to figure out what's going on with this character or what's going on with this situation. Got to have the
Mhm.
hook.
Webwork says Sitch watching the dub makes me forever ATM. Listen, listen. The only reason I watch dubs now instead of subs is because Sammy, like Adam, like all artists apparently, is dyslexia. So it's easier to watch it dubbed because not everyone can read very well.
They must be a purist. Well, I don't know. Look, maybe you should, because I'm watching the dub obviously too. So
It depends because there are some as I like back before I was with Sammy, I try to watch most things subs because usually the voice acting is better than the American version. But there are some that the dub is fine. Chainsaw, I mean, I haven't watched the sub, so I don't know. But in Chainsaw Man, the dub is fine. I like it. In Fooly Cooly, the dub was fine. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, it was fine. So you can definitely have good dubs.
I saw Full Metal Alchemist. I saw Foodie Cootie. I saw
Right.
Kill la Kill. I
The dub,
saw
yeah,
JoJo.
I've seen Kill la Kill both, and I think I mean I always prefer the sub, but I think the dub was fine. So
JoJo is universally loved, but I think Sitch doesn't like
JoJo, the
JoJo.
second season of JoJo is great. I think most of JoJo, however, is overrated. But okay, anyway, let's see what this is. So this is Grace Rudolph talking about Chainsaw Man, which is it's kind of interesting that she even covered this. So
Isn't it Grace Randolph?
I'm sorry, Grace Randolph. Yes, thank you.
I don't have the audio up. Sorry. We're going to have to back it up.
It's okay. She's
Sorry, guys.
okay. Terrible.
Well, I
J-Mac, a
wasn't
surrogate
pla-
father.
I wasn't
J-Mac, a
planning
surrogate
on
father.
doing
Thank you for
a
the
investigation.
$20. Says I ended up
Not my
staying.
fault.
Spoilers be damned. I guess I just liked you guys that much. Also, I'm still excited to see it with the misses.
Yeah,
Huh?
no, it's great. Should have ducked out though. This, I guess like there wasn't any super mystery. I thought the guy that she axed, the guy who's going to get Reze and use her as bait, I thought
Mhm.
that he might be more relevant.
Well,
But
they do a misdirection because they set him up. He has some sort of like short backstory, so you think like this is gonna be the villain of the movie. It's like no, he's gonna get instantly killed.
I know,
franchise.
He sucks.
which is, I mean, it's not. It's I like that kind of misdirection.
Yeah, I was fine with that.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me. That's funny.
All right, we got the audio up.
Okay.
Did you back it up? Here we go. This time for real.
Is much further along. And Chainsaw Man's opening, interestingly enough, is close to the opening of the first Demon Slayer movie that released in theaters in North America back in 2021, when Mortal Kombat, by the way, that last movie came out. Again, this movie skewed hugely male, but its diversity demos are fantastic. What's exciting to me, it's funny, I like a lot of stuff, I like a lot of
This makes my argument right here that Black, Asian, and Hispanic and white guys all have far more in common than men and women. All like the true diversity is really like ethnicity really isn't a thing. The true diversity is the men women divide, the man woman divide.
Yeah.
Isn't that
yeah.
fascinating? Isn't that fascinating? Look, all demographics of men loved this movie and went in droves.
It's I don't know if she's just bringing it up because it's just I guess interesting in terms of like how much money it makes. I would never really think when talking about a movie to even bring up the racial demographic breakdown of the audience.
Oh,
Like, why
they
would
do.
you-
Grace
it's weird.
Randolph does that all the time.
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yeah.
What is
She's
the
a-
purpose of doing that?
She's hugely woke. She's like hugely
Okay.
woke. Yeah.
I do. How do they just poll like certain theaters? Because I've never in my entire life, when entering a movie theater, have I been like polled to like what race am I? How old am I? Like when I see a movie.
Are
So I
you
don't even know.
kidding? They now everyone buys the tickets online, and the online is your account, and I'm
Oh, you
sure
think
your
they
account
use all
knows
that
all the
information?
demographics. They probably know how
Oh.
many times a day you take a piss.
Oh, I guess you're right. I didn't think about that.
They know
Those
all that shit.
sneaky bastards are using my credit card
They
information.
don't ask you.
You're right.
They don't fucking ask you.
Right.
They know.
Oh.
Look, this guy's Jewish. You're in there. You're in the
Those-
other.
Those sneaky fuckers are stealing my racial information and sending it to Grace Randolph.
They know. They
They're
fucking
like, you're one of
know.
those white guys. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but wait, that's the problem. Because if I buy the tickets and it's a ticket for me, a ticket for Sam, they're not it's
Oh,
gonna be like,
yeah.
well, was it? Like that's one guy there, but there's no woman there.
They're just
There's
gonna
no
assume.
Hispanic there.
They're gonna be like, oh yeah, obviously,
Obviously, he took his white bro with him. Two white guys.
maybe.
male skewing content. But I saw the trailer for Chainsaw Man and I couldn't believe it was a real thing. But I hope that those of you who liked it. But anyway, what excites me about this movie's #1 debut is
Wait, but what is she not? What does that mean? She's not gonna explain what that means?
I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. She just said it's a guy with a chainsaw head.
Okay.
I think that's what she means.
Okay. Okay. That's,
Is that it's
I mean,
another
that's
good
fair.
sign for Paramount's upcoming The Legend of Aang movie, which interestingly enough hits theaters next October, right? Although the Street Fighter movie is set to open the weekend right after that. Hopefully, The Last Airbender, in addition to, does it still have a strong male fan base? I was worried. But it has, of course, a very strong female and LGBTQ fan base, right? So that could help supercharge it or be all that it.
See, she's worried. She's
What?
worried.
That's so weird. Oh my God. This is so weird. I've never in my life thought of like The Last Airbender. Like, what is the demographic breakdown of the people that watch it? I would assume it's pretty heavily mixed male female. I would never think of in terms of like, well, it's got a strong LGBT fandom.
Yeah, look, if gay people aren't going to the movie, she gets pissed.
How? I mean, first of all, there's nothing in. There's literally nothing in The Last Airbender that's even LGBT related. There's literally no gay characters I can think of.
When they have a gay movie, a movie that is specifically for gay people, they get super chapped if the straight people don't show up too. They're like, "What? You guys hate gay people."
Like, it's weird because again, there's no, all the characters are straight. All the romances are straight. There's nothing. I'm not saying that gay people can't watch The Last Airbender. I'm just to even conceptualize it as like, well, what does the LGBT community think about this movie or this series that features a bunch of straight people in it? Like, I don't know. They just like it because it's a well-written story. It doesn't have anything to do with their character's sexuality.
Yeah, you would think,
Okay.
right?
I would hope.
Has left. I'm very curious. At least Aang is the lead, an adult Aang. I think that will help it tremendously. And so we'll see if maybe that can give it long legs beyond its opening weekend. But I would love to see The Legend of Aang open at #1. And these recent anime #1 debuts give me hope. Oh, are you going to see The Legend of Aang in theaters? I'm so excited. As a fan and for what it means for the business and adult animation in North America, I'm very excited. All right, so IMAX was.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, I give her credit for that, I guess. I'm glad that she's excited about good animation because, well, everything after Airbender that's come out from the original series has been really bad. So I'm not confident that it's going to be a good movie, but I can hope, right? We can all hope, we can all pray that this will make up for the devastation that was Korra.
Sure.
IMAX was instrumental in Chainsaw Man's success, repping 58% of its opening weekend. I mean, if you're going to watch anime on a big screen, watch it on a big screen. I love it. However, Chainsaw Man is going to lose all those IMAX screens this coming weekend because of the re-releases of Sinners and Back to the Future for its 40th anniversary, which are splitting the IMAX screens next weekend. I cheated and watched it already this past week, Back to the Future. I'm working my way through the trilogy again. Those movies hold up. It's incredible. So while guys, what did you do this weekend if you were?
Okay, I think that's it. But all right, so I guess you didn't really watch it, but except for the demographic thing, I don't know. I don't know what her take is on Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
So okay, I guess it's fine. Maybe it was being too rough, being too mean,
Maybe.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'll watch her review.
Right.
She probably will do a review of the movie as well. So
Right.
we'll look into it. We'll follow up.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys are right. Korra, I guess it makes sense because Korra ends with like shoehorned in lesbian. So I guess you say, well, because of that, the Avatar fandom becomes gay because of all the shoehorned in gayness at the end of Korra. I guess that makes sense. I had blocked that out of my memory because it was so dumb.
Bweezy Bird for $5 says Grace in her breakdowns of box office says your movie will bomb if you only appeal to males and white guys. Well, maybe if you only appeal to white guys, but I don't think you'll bomb if you only appeal to males. It seems like males are half of the population.
They are.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. Well, and anime is like I would say only now she's not saying this, I'm assuming, but I'd say only a completely out of the loop buffoon would think anime is like a white guy thing because
yeah, totally.
Like every male of every ethnicity really likes anime. It's not really a white guy thing.
Well, and especially since it's better story wise, and it doesn't have all the anti male stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
just it's very male friendly.
Right. Right. Young at Hartford Joe says, "Have you seen Tokapi's Original Sin? It's good but dark." I know it's about because I saw the little I kept seeing the images of the little octopus and I'm like, what is this? And then I read the synopsis. I was like, holy shit, this is dark. But no, I haven't seen it. Brian for $5 says, "Is this the first movie that has a go to see in the theaters rating? Avatar doesn't count." For us, I would say, yeah, I would definitely say go see it in the theaters. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, that was my rating.
Bweezy Bird for $5 says, "In Japan, for shonen mangas, they do popularity polls, and multiple female characters are more popular than Denji, with Power being number one." Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, I know they do. Yeah, they do this. They always do these things. It's kind of interesting. They don't do that here, where they have all these popularity polls of like which character is the most popular in the comic. Um, and so yeah, usually the guys are gonna be thirsting after the girls anyway. So
Oh, that's why
that
they're
does
so
make
popular.
sense. Yeah, it does make sense. It's funny that Power though, she's so. I mean, she's funny, but she's like the most unappealing character whatsoever.
In the series, when Power lets him feel her up, it's that scene is hilarious.
Yes, it is. And there's actually in that when I was telling you like where she's like kind of traumatized and Denji's taking care of her, there's like a scene where they're like bathing together and he's like even comments on how not appealing like or how not sexual anything about this is. And I was like, that's pretty funny. So
Yeah. Are we good? Where'd you go?
uh
Oh.
I was trying to find the popularity poll, but I couldn't find it. J Mac for $5 says, "Do you guys have the Grace Randolph sub? Her dub is so annoying."
Oh, you don't like the
I'm like,
well, hi guys.
mm-hmm. People like the
Whoa.
weird voices, I've been told. So I don't get it either. But Mason Jordan for $2 says, "Adam, have you ever seen the Red Line anime movie?"
I'm not sure about that. Is
I
that from Redline the video game?
no, I actually did see it. Um, I kind of paid attention to watching it. It was in like a Discord,
Oh,
so
really?
I didn't. It's like a weird racing anime, but it's like future tech racing, and I don't
Looks
remember
pretty
the plot.
good. I don't
It's
remember. I don't remember watching it.
there's like an evil empire trying to stop the race or things are blowing up. I don't remember. It was okay, I guess.
I'll check it out.
You check it out.
Netflix always recommends anime to me because I watched so much anime on
Mm-hmm.
Netflix. So
Nice.
it's probably the only time I ever log into Netflix.
Fondue for $10 says, "A friend asked how I felt of anime seasons being turned into movies. I kind of like it for the ease of investment over a series, but I feel it's being done more for ticket sales than for the structure of film." It could be. I don't know what like the cost is of making it a movie instead of a season because usually because
It's
you
going to
think,
be
well, it's
less
well,
because it's so much shorter.
you would think it would be less because it's shorter, but then they usually go way more all out in terms of the animation. So it could be equivalent. Um, but I would imagine it would make more money just because you have all the ticket sales in the box office and then people buy it as opposed to I don't know how much they get for it airing on TV, but I would assume it'd be not as much as in the movie theater. I'm fine with it as long as the movies are good and they don't cut out too much stuff, like if there's a bunch of stuff missing, which usually they're I mean, I didn't read this arc of Chainsaw Man in the comics, so I don't know if there's a bunch of stuff missing. It didn't feel like there was anything really missing from this. And then with Infinity Castle, they probably could have cut some stuff out. I mean, but then they're gonna make that the three different movies, I believe. So it's not cutting anything out. So yeah, I'm totally fine with it as long as the quality is high.
It's
I don't
tough
mind at
if your
all.
favorite part of the arc is in the manga and then you're so excited to see it on screen, right?
Yes,
And you get in the movie and it's not there. You're like, oh,
that's pretty horrible.
yeah.
That's what happened to me. Not even well, it's gonna happen to me twice. That's what happened with me with because One Punch Man. exists as two different comics. There's the original comic, which is very poorly drawn, and then there's the newer version of the comic, which is very beautifully drawn.
Right.
And there's my favorite fight in all of anime is in the poorly drawn comic. And I was so excited to see it in the beautifully drawn comic, and then they completely changed it like 100%. So it doesn't even resemble the original fight. And I was
Oh,
like
that's so sad.
crushed. I was devastated. I was like, I guess I'll just never get to see this in all its glory.
Oh well.
Anyways,
Is that it? All right. This is a great show. Let's wrap up. We don't want this to be too long. Thanks
all
for
right,
coming,
guys.
everyone. Thanks for all your super chats.
See
We'll
you
see you
Sunday.
next week.
52% said yes, run away.